Namaste, y'all. I think we finally hit the point of no return between myself and the drainbow family living blight. Adam Fitzbucksbaum has been getting accused of being a federale, being one of the leaders of what I'm calling the Shakedown Street Hippie Mafia. Uh, and he just got my private account blocked for a month. I've made this new account, Tommy Jane Tudor. It's connected to my Google. The other two accounts are done, as far as I'm concerned, or dormant. I'll recover as much as I can from both of them and deactivate them or something. I don't know. I fucking had it with Facebook, and I've had it with maggots like Adam. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about these drainbows and exposing myself to them, but instead of responding to the accusations that I was putting in front of him, the intellectually dishonest coward went and deleted. He blocked me and then reported me for one of the remarks that I made, and they blocked me for a month. I fucking had it. Charles N. Coyote lives in Pima County, has threatened me. Herb Gardner lives in Pima County, has threatened me. That piece of shit has been hounding me for 5 years now. Same as Adam. Zen Coyote has told me face to face what his role was in the old days of moving the drugs around. Lenny Fradella and I have discussed at length the wholesale distribution of drugs by the Drainbow family. They've always been on the edge of the rainbow gatherings. Where do you think the drugs come from? We're rationing. I need a half ounce a week to keep from going flipping out, and I've already gone through. This is the last bud. This is the really nice bud I held up. This is the last of the bud, the nicest bud in the first quarter, and it's only Sunday nights or Monday morning now. I've been zooming, I've been zooming. I haven't been way out there zooming, but I've just been so constantly confronted with things that I need to respond to that my sleep rhythms are all screwed up. I just took a long sleep session that was at least 4 hours, and woke up and it was full dark, and I just had no idea what time it was. And I come to the machine and it's only 9:30. So here it is, 2:34, and I'm rebuilding my account and taking bong hits because I need to ration my shit this week. My lungs. My lungs aren't in too bad a shape. My throat. Throat and trachea. That's what I'm hurting. just need to like cut back on, cut out the tobacco and try to convert to edibles, but I can't find anything that's cost effective that I can afford. I'm looking at $5 a dose. If I got a heavy stress day, I might need 7 or 8 doses. I couldn't afford that. So anyway, where was I? The drainbows. Martin Cheney has told me to, directly that he finances gatherings with the with the profits from his drug sales. Pete Golden says that he knows Martin Cheney's ex-old lady, and she claims that he was violent and abandoned their child. What else? There's all sorts of goodies. I mean, they won't let anybody talk about it in the Facebook groups unless it's an unmoderated group like that Oregon Rainbow Family Gathering group is. If it's a moderating group, they shut it down and ban the people. Let me read this shit. Let's talk about because this is just outrageous. Jennifer Burnson got the story. She's like, what? She's listening to this shit. Here's Jen Bjarnson is she's in art. She's in Indigenous arts agent. She's got a gallery, Copper Moon Gallery. And she lives in Michoacan. She's really based there, and she kind of migrates back and forth up and down the coast between British Columbia and Michoacan. Here's she says, "What happened?" I got into it with the drainbow leader, and the little prick reported me. Fucking asshole, I hate Facebook policy for that reason. I report people and Facebook never cares. Humanitarian gets reported and Facebook takes action. What the fuck? I'm humbled by some of the things people call me. A native sister called me a rainbow warrior earlier for sharing the information I had about the Great Lakes family with her. She lives down in southwestern Michigan. So here's what was happening is that a person named Jack Hedrick posted this. That's Pigpen. The background music you got is Pigpen's acoustic demos from 1966. So here's my thread I posted. What happened was this Jack Hedrick fellow had posted this thread, and then he deleted it because Pinch, and he got into it, and he didn't like the way Pinch was getting into it, and Pinch was not being at all cooperative, as usual, trying to cover shit up, deflect the whole conversation. So here we go. Here's my thread. Censorship is bullshit, Jack Hedrick. You let the genie out of the bottle, and I'm not letting you put it back in just by deleting the thread because it's not going the way you wanted. So here's the original posting. Okay, finally back to my senses enough to get on here and post something about my experience at the Washington Regional Gathering. Here is the deal. I haven't used hallucinogens in 20 years. Day 2 of the gathering, we had been there a week from Wonderland setting things up, tapping the string, organizing, etc. I had been babysitting a spun kid for several days, keeping people from bashing his skull in, which did happen once. These people are murderers. They're unbelievably violent. Dinner was called from our kitchen and we all went to eat. A bit later, I smoked a bowl and went to my band, ate a chocolate donut, and went to bed. A few minutes later, I was wide awake and feeling an extreme body high. I was dosed. I let everyone at camp know, and we discovered my donuts had been sprinkled with some crystally white powder. My crew didn't want me to go it alone, so they split the last 2 donuts, and one of them wiped his finger through the powder in the bottom of the box. 3 people felt nothing. 2 of my friends, one who ate a whole donut and one who scraped the box, are back here at the farm, and we are still feeling it. Ugh. It was not LSD. Yeah, I've had something weird like that recently given to me. Some kind of wannabe LSD, but lasting a hell of a long time. And very intense, awful colors. Day 1, we tripped till 5 a.m., slept 4 to 5 hours, then they were fine for a few hours, then began to trip again. This is a looping trip. We have been warned someone named Pork Chop had been coming up with research chemicals to be passed out to the family as love, and less than a day and a half later, this happened. Do the math on that one. Just think, someone crept into my van, dosed my food with RCs. Damn good thing we ate them rather than passing them out to the kids in the morning. I will never attend another gathering, and Wonderland is now closed to Rainbow. Travel to the gathering at your own risk and watch your food. So, Aaron Reddick, dude, this is, here's... Dude, 2 years ago, I was on top of keeping research chemicals out of the woods. People claiming family were the problem, and the real family turned a blind eye to the problem. It got so bad that they had people fishing for kids, looking to buy drugs and selling them 25I N-brome, aka N-bombs. This is a serious chemical, all related with somewhat the same effects, but very dangerous. It's not LSD, will never be LSD, it's nothing like LSD. And the people selling, eating, and feeding the kids this shit will never know. And peace and love. Whatever, I'll beat the shit out of anyone I find possessing this shit in our church. Anyways, there is no LSD in Washington, and anyone who says they can get it, I'm calling a GD liar. But from me to you, I am sorry this happened to you, and I thank you that you experienced this, then had a young child gotten hold of it. Yeah, this is just his syntax is just out there. So this went on quite a bit, and nobody who I recognize as prominent old family that was around at least before the turn of the century really said anything here. There's the Hedricks, and someone, Jeff Barbo was, Jeff Barbo is the only old family I saw pipe in here. Let's see what else is in here. There's someone named Nicole Padilla. What's really scary is I have no clue how to stop it or how to protect our vulnerable family members from this bill. I mean, what makes the gathering safe is everybody working together to make it safe. It seems some people are working to make the gathering a dangerous place and going against the flow. This has been pointed out by old brothers and sisters consistently over the last few weeks, is that the old school wrecking crew were righteous people that set up all the way on the outer edge of the parking lot. They were the first thing in and the last thing out that anybody saw. And by the time that undesirables and their undesirable chemicals got to the main gate, they had somebody to party with them until that shit was gone up there and didn't get into the gatherings. There was plenty of hard drugs and alcohol in Bus Village, but it was very casual and low-key. And by the time anybody went to the trailhead, there was nothing more than their personal dose in their pocket or a hip flask. That's the way it used to work. I'm sorry. And I think that right there may be enough for the time being on this subject. Let's see how long. Oh, yeah, it's a 15-minute long. I think that's right there. It's the essence of where it's at between the Rainbow family of living light and the Drainbow family of living blight. This is a Rainbow house. I have been running a Rainbow house for the last 30 years in half a dozen different towns. Or been involved in one. For 35 years, I've either held the lease or been part of the scene at a Rainbow house somewhere in America since 1982. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry I don't go to gatherings. That don't make me not a Rainbow family member anymore, asshole. Excuse me, I don't go to gatherings because it's not safe to go to gatherings. I've had two people at Facebook have told me, like, straight up, you go to Oregon and you're not likely to leave, except in a bag. And Facebook did nothing about that. Which is okay. That's okay, you know. It's not just crazy Tommy. But I am a child of heaven. Okay? I know what's up and I know what's coming. The quarantine's almost over, kids, and some of you are getting, some of you are gonna be on the dinner table. That's just the way it's gonna work. And yeah, I was having some fun. I mean, I'm getting incredible feedback in this group. This is the most wonderful group I've ever seen anywhere. This is good. This group is called 1 Million Indigenous Facebook Users. It's the description: calling all First Nations on Facebook. If you're Native, Aboriginal, Indigenous on the North, Central, and South American, Australian, New Zealand continent since the beginning of creation. Notice it leave off Europe and Asia. The Europeans really are fucking things up everywhere. Who are proud of their heritage and their rich, beautiful, perfect lands that I love so much, then join and invite every Indian in your friends list. Let's get 1,000 wild Nietzsche's all up in Facebook. Fuck 1 million. A million. I guess let's get a million. Fuck a million. All natives on Facebook. No spamming. Anybody found spamming porn sites or dumb shit like that will be banned. So here's the pinned post by a brother named Dustin Laquette, who's from Winnipeg. You know, First Nations, the Canadian First Nations people really got their shit together, and they're really inspiring a lot of the Americans, you know, the First Nations people in the United States. And just to see everybody together, you know, it's what Phil Lane has been pushing with this reunion of the Condor and the Eagle. It's like everybody's prophecies are coming true, and the people who are spiritually connected to the earth and each other are responding by coming together in solidarity to protect the water from this alien technology. And you know, I'm a hereditary medicine person from the tribe of Levi, in the House of Israel, and you know, my family, my clan is Gershom, and my mother's clan is Gershom, and my mother's clan is Kohen, and my father's clan is Gershom, and that was the sons of Aaron and Moses, and we're the priests, we're the high priests, and I like to get high. And you know, it's like you listen to John Trudell. He's, yeah, I got dead, fucking crazy, man, or Swami X. You know, yes, I'm fucking nuts. But I realize that, you know, it's about reality. You know, the astral reality. You know, your inner temporal, is that what it's, you know, is the outer the temporal. I forgot, but you know, the outer reality, you know, has a lot of constraints because of gravity and motion and shit. Where your inner reality doesn't. You know, your astral body can go anywhere and do anything. And God, I used to, when I was a kid, I'd die 4 or 5 times a night getting into shit. But anyway, well, I don't know. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the indigenous group. Oh, I know what I was getting at, is that, you know, they're all talking, everybody's sharing their cultural knowledge. And, you know, the rainbow prophecies are a global thing. Hopefully some of the people in New Zealand will be able to tell us about the rainbow serpent prophecy of theirs. But this is all, you know, the gathering at Standing Rock Camp, the sacred stone camp, out there in North Dakota, is unprecedented, and the response to it is unprecedented. It's global. There are classical rival tribes that have come together on that camp and doing ceremonies. They're pipe carriers doing ceremonies together and shit. And people are doing, you know, smudging and sending up smoke all over the world in support of them. I just saw something tonight where the city of Los Angeles had a demonstration in solidarity with them against the pipeline. It's the hashtag is no DAPL, and it's just wow. This is the people. This is what, you know, me and all those dirty hippies. We were fucking right. Excuse us. And it's always been the Bohemians. You know, we got into a bit. Me and my older buddies, Tom Saniat and Chuck Lamecrow, we're getting into it about beatniks and hippies and Bohemians. This is, we've always been the, you know, the counterculture that said, hey, wait a minute, to empire. He said, no, this shit ain't right, because it's not in harmony with our spirits and nature. You know, it's human nature. You know, Trudell was talking about this too. It's human nature to like want to be at peace. You gotta convince your instincts to do the shit that people do to each other, because your instincts are to leave it alone and walk away, and not confront. And you know, they just whip up whole, you know, it's this Dunning-Kruger effect. You know, it's the great lie. You tell these people lies, and they'll just like, they'll let their intellect overrule their instincts, and they'll do stupid things that go against nature. So anyway, this is did I read this? Yeah, well, here's the pinned post. Yeah, it just says, welcome to the native invasion. Add all your native friends. The goal is to get 1 million indigenous people in one group and share and discuss our diverse cultures and heritages. And the discussion in there has been just really fabulous. We stand united with indigenous people universe-wide. And it was created by Dustin Lecat, and then there's a whole mess of other people. Tara Lecat's probably his old lady. There's a lot of women in this group, and a lot of Canadians, seems, and there's almost 120,000 people, which was what's been, you know, kind of amusing to me, is that in the Hebrew occult tradition, is that when God was that burning bush incident, Moses didn't want to do it. He had just run away from that shit, and here's God telling him he wanted to go back and take care of it, and he's like, no. And he's out there. He's got this, you know, he's got a really beautiful old lady. He's got a bunch of wonderful sisters and a wealthy old man and a wealthy father. So what the fuck? He's a shepherd for it. He doesn't want to go back and be a prince of the world again. He's going to be a shepherd in the desert with his old lady and a wealthy Arab. And God wanted to go back and, you know, run that game on Pharaoh that they did. Which was about rescuing the Ark and stuff from the deteriorating priesthood. You can read about that in Elizabeth Kite's book called Initiation. Anyway, according to you know, tradition says that God promised Moses. You know, Moses asked him, "It's like what's going to happen if this just gets." It's just, you know, what, you know, if we do this, what's going to happen 100 or 1,000 years from now if it gets shitty again like that? He said, I'll come back and deal with it. So here we are. And in our tradition, it says that we got to put 144,000 people to pray together. And this is a kind of a mixture of our tradition and my own hallucinations that says if we put 144,000 people in concentric circles and start singing, that creates a landing pad for the advanced party shorecraft, and we can get this show on the road again, bring the Kingdom of Heaven back to Earth. It's like, I mean, that's that. Oh boy, let me see if I can let me catch my words here. I need to have an acid flashback right now. So I was the last person pranked at the last acid test party at the Topanga Corral, and one of the things that happened was that I kind of got a little too wild inside. It was like dancing on tables and shit, And so they sent me out on the porch, and I was getting wild out there, and took off all my clothes. And you know so I'm standing on the porch doing Bob Newhart imitations naked, talking to God about, hey, we're having a rainbow gathering here, God. Blah. Yes. So here, you want to talk to God? Anyway, it takes. They're telling me, my spirit guide tells me that he's promising me that it can be done by. It can be done anytime, that we need to show them that we're worthy of them lifting the quarantine. There apparently was some improper mating between species that's led to this mess, and that's what the Adam and Eve story is all about. You'll see it in Isaac Asimov's Foundation trilogy. There's a character called the Mule, who was a hybrid from improper mating between species. And that's apparently, Trudell is talking about the reality. This is the cosmic reality as it's appearing to me. As here I am, this lump of matter and energy located here and now. But my spirit is eternal and infinite, and it's everywhere. and I got to keep it in order inside me to keep this my mortal flesh and stuff animated. But it's everywhere else. Kurt Vonnegut dealt with that in that was his concept for Billy Pilgrim in Slaughterhouse-Five, being unstuck in time. Yeah, I'm right here now, but my mind could be somewhere else easily. I forgot where I was going. Let's see how long this thing is. Yeah, that's 26 minutes. I probably should focus on ending it. I don't know. I've been all alone all my life, but I got so many people that are friends. I would categorize them as casual friends. Some of them have shown themselves to be very good friends and very loyal, nice people, but I haven't known them long enough, and we don't spend enough time together for me to really consider them close friends. And they sure aren't there when I have emotional trauma and I just need to reach out to somebody. I got a bag. There's nobody that very few people notice that I'm wrestling with something. When I am wrestling with something, very few people say, hey, Tommy. Unless I'm really out there and they're worried about me. And on that note, I'm worried about showing up in Oregon with these drainbows on the loose. I want to see something happen before next summer. I'm talking to a lot of old family and a lot of local Oregon, the Oregon regional people about mediation between these factions. I've been reporting on it since 1992. There's the hippies that act like Hopis, and then there's the children of the veterans that are coming there for a First Amendment thing, and there's some corruption in that council because they've been dealing drugs undercover to it. So on that note, happy day, bye, thanks for watching.